So in my previous video, I talked about the Christmas event, and I had one player commented saying that the Dynastic Conqueror is one of the best skins in Rise of Kingdoms right now. But in my opinion, I don't think it is the best skin in Rise of Kingdoms. So today we're going to talk about that, and we're going to also rate the design because I don't think the design is really that appealing to me. My name is Shinchi42. If you like Rise of Kingdoms content, consider subscribing and turn your notification on. So I've been looking into all of the city themes today, and I've been trying to analyze, is this Dynastic Conqueror really great? I mean, the troop defense 8% is very tantalizing, and it's easy to say that this is really great because this is going to be buffing every single troop type, right? Except there is a counter to this. If you are a Cavs gang, then you're not going to really benefit into this because you don't want to reduce 10% of your attack from Cavs. Cavs are known for that high damage, right? So when you're rallying like Attila Takeda, Xiang Yu combinations, you are seeing high attack damage. You don't want to reduce that damage as well and increase your defense for 8%. Totally not good in my opinion. And the other attribute in here is that Commander XP gain of 5%. Totally useless. The troop defense, though, is really good. But are there other skins out there that are actually better than this Dynastic Conqueror? First, let's rate the design. I love the flaming, animation in here. But the overall structural or the architectural design, I would say this is probably around 7 out of 10. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you rate this Dynastic Conqueror in terms of design? And what about the attributes? The attributes that probably be, it's maybe around 7 out of 10 as well. I don't think it's the best legendary skin out there. I think there are better legendary skins out there. Because let's be honest, this skin is going to go into the hands of the whales, to the big spenders. And with the big spenders, they typically are the players who can actually run full sets of marches. When I say full sets of marches, if they want to run 5 marches of infantry, they can. If they want to run 5 archers, they can. If they want to run 5 cabs, they can. Which in this case, they should not be using the skin for running cabs. Now, you can also use this skin in a situational when we think about defense on flags and structures in the past. You can also do this since we are doing a lot of mixed troop type now. But the issue in here is that sometimes player like me who dumps cabs into structures without knowing that the defender is going to be using this skin in the future would hinder us because then our cabs attack will then decrease. So a lot of situational things in here to consider prior to determining if this is really the best skin out there in Rise of Kingdoms. Now, if this was a health, boost in here and there is no cav attack minus 10%, or if it was only like a minus 5%, then I think that's fine. But typically, though, I would say not everybody dumps their cabs into structures. I do because I am more of an archer main and I use infantry on the open field. So this, in the situation of that, might be really great if players are actually not dumping any cabs. But we know in the situation of really hard wars and hard KVK is that players typically dump everything what they can regardless of whatever troops it is. Because that Zenobia YSS is able to really handle any type of troop type to support the structure. So in that sense, if there is really no cabs that are going into the structure, then this would be a really good skin. I would say maybe a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 skin. But if this is going to be used into the rally, when we are doing rally, this troop defense is great, because if it gets swarm, it's going to benefit the rally. But there are other skins that are much better than using this. So typically what we have been seeing lately is rallies from infantry like Pakal and Herald recently. And we're also seeing a lot of Gilgamesh and Ramses. So these are going to be the archers and infantry. So what would be best? So if you can see here, we got this infantry health 10% bonus. This is much better than this skin in terms of if you are going to be doing some rallies. And if you're actually defending a structure with full infantry only, then this is going to be really good. Now, this is good as well. I want to say this. If you are actually defending your base or city, gives you 8% of defense for everything. And the calves minus 10%, which is really good. This is much better skin than the current skin that I am using, which is the Persian Dream. So as you can see, the Persian Dream is going to give me 3% defense and 3% healing speed. This is worse, all right? This is worse. This Persian Dream is horrible in comparison to the new skin that we are seeing. So as you can see, it's also minus 10% attack. And, you know, I'm only getting plus 3% defense. So this is definitely more superior than the Persian Dream. Now, I've mentioned it really varies in a very situational base. So infantry attack would be really good if you have a full infantry, which typically happens on a rally. So in this game, it's really hard to say that one skin is just ultimately better than the rest of the skins in Rise of Kingdoms. And players typically have that, you know, judgment right away. I would say, I don't know what the right word is, but typically assume that one is better than everything. But everything is a scenario based and situational based. This is a real-time strategy game, and strategy is part of the, you know, changing the skin in different situations. So if we are looking into archer rallies, right? So if we're looking into archer rally, what then would be better to use if you're doing a full archer rally? So we're only looking at the legendary ones in here, okay? So I'm trying to find that legendary archer skin. So like with this one, 10% archer attack. Really good because archers are high DPS. Really benefits you for this one. But if you can find a health, since archer healths are typically low, that is actually better. What's nice about this is you have that healing speed as well to help you to clear out your hospital as well. But let's take a look. I'm trying to find, because I don't think I have. I know there is an archer health in here. I'm trying to find it right now. So here, archer health plus 10%. This Amber Fortress, which I don't have, and you can obtain this from the 2020 spring events. I don't know if you can obtain this from the KVK as well. But archer health plus 10%, infantry defense 5%, cav 5% decrease in here. That one is really good because if you're running archer rally, then you don't really care about the infantry or the cavs debuff there. So let's take a look into the KVK shop in here. What can we get from the KVK shop? So the Persian Dream is great, but seeing that new plus 8% troop defense, don't get this anymore, okay? Flight of the Herion, really great as well. 10% attack for archers. If you're not really, you know, using much of the infantry, then you don't really care about that debuff. Divine Abode for defense for calves. But you can see this is 10%. So if you're rallying calves, might as well just use this than getting an 8% defense, right? Twilight, not really that great. So we don't have the Amber Fortress, which is unfortunate. Top Capi Palace, you get Archer plus 10%, troop attack minus 3%. I don't like reducing any of my Archer attack, even though if I'm going to gain it on the defense. But it's not bad since you're going to get some huge increase into the defense and only minus 3% into the attack. So not terribly bad. But let's get back to the point in here. Is this really the best skin in here? As one of the players left a comment in my in my video. So I get the point of the defense, because if you're in the open field, right, players will swarm you. But typically, let's be honest, this skin will just go for the whales. So when you are in the battlefield, right, defense is beneficial because every damage that are going to you is going to be reduced. Just think about this as this is going to be a tax toward to your health. and your health is basically your entire balance. Without defense, your health is going to decrease so quickly without a few damages. So defense is very helpful, very good. But if this was actually health, since majority of the time health is being the one that is like the lowest stats among every stats in Rise of Kingdoms, then it would be much more interesting, in my opinion, if this was actually a true health. Now, with defense, what I could say is that you can always boost your defense here. You can buy the 10% boost from the VIP shop. Same goes for the attack as well. So basically, the main thing that I want to state in here is that the city team is really situational based. This might be really, really good for whales that are going to be the active defenders. So if you are an active defender that is going to defend your pass, that is going to be defending your flag, this will be really good. Now, if you are a whale that is focused highly on cabs, and your majority of your troops are also cabs, this is not going to be really good for you as well. Because if you get rallied, your cabs will have a 10% reduction of damage or attack, and you are going to get 8% increased defense of everything. But if your majority of your troops are cabs, then you lose huge percentage because you have to calculate that on every single troops that you currently own. This is definitely not for cabs players. Again, very situational. But this could be really good for archers and for infantry players. If you have those set up, this might be good for you. If you're defending with Zenobia and YSS and you're mainly putting everything there, and you're mainly putting every troop type there except cabs, then this would be really beneficial because 8% is relatively huge to buff even the siege. So buffing the siege here, great. But again, I wouldn't want to say this is the best. I would say, you know what? I kind of retract what I said. Maybe not 7 out of 10. I would say maybe close to 8 to 9. Maybe 8 out of 10 because of the situations in here. Because the cabs are not going to benefit in here. If it's a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, I would probably say a skin that will benefit every single troop type. Then that's a 10 out of 10 in my book. But everybody have their own different opinions. So I want to know what your opinion is regarding the city themes here or the skins in Rise of Kingdoms. Anyway, rockers, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again next time.